I think our Honorable MP is on his way. So to start with, Excellency Felicity Boyk, Australian Ambassador to Nepal, Honorable Mahesh Dahal, Nepalese Ambassador to Australia, my colleague Ravi Lochan Singh in Sydney. Hi Ravi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Ms. Liz Caris and Susanna Watson from Department of Home Affairs, attending virtually from New Delhi. Brit and Priya Raja from Education and Research from Australia High Commission, New Delhi. Dr. Ram Hari Aryal, ANA President. Mona Casey, NRNA Vice President, based out in Sydney. Deepak Khadka, Consular General to New South Wales. Khem Lakai, our colleagues from Gate College. Santosh Pekurel, President of NECA. Narayan Bajaj Sir, Founder President of NAYAN. Colleagues from SBI Banks. Sambu Sir from Siddhartha Bank. A representative from Australian universities, colleagues from Neville Bank, all our other valued sponsors, including but not limited to IDP IELTS, Pearson Test of English, Society Travels representing Garuda Air, friends from the press, all my executives, my dear Air Nepal members, our legal consultants, thank you all for coming to this third Air Nepal annual events. Really privileged to have you all. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, life has been slowly coming to a normal stage. And after introducing and the police government bringing all the vaccines, I hope by 2021 will be a year to just to refresh ourselves, and maybe moving ahead, 2020 seems to be a brighter year for us as of now. So I'm not going to take much of the time since we have many speakers this afternoon. And since for last 1 year we've been more or less out of contact since physical meetings has been almost impossible. But then I would like to express my special thanks to both the excellencies, Mr. Mahesh all the way flying back from Canberra yesterday to attend this event besides his other business, and Excellency, our new Excellency, Felicity, thank you all, thank you both of you for your grand presence here. So I'm just going to take you back a little bit of Air Nepal's history, how we started. It's not been a very long history, not been a long journey. We started our journey from 2018 when me, Maheshji, and our friends who lives in San Francisco, we were at the conference in Los Angeles, and with Ravi and colleagues from India, we decided that we're going to extend Air Nepal, our new chapter, to this portfolio. Air India has been a long establishment in India, and then we decided that people with same caliber, working on the highest ethics should get along, and in South Asia, we should become a one umbrella association where we exist independently in the soil of its lands, but then while working standards would be more or less the same, because most of the education providers, the embassy happens to be in Delhi, so the High Commission happens to be in Delhi. So that was the major agenda behind getting along. And then 2018, we finally signed an MOU at the Ambassador Hotel. So the major objective is to assure the integrity and credibility of Nepalese agents who are recruiting students on behalf of Australian education and training institution. So this is the major objective that Air Nepal have as of now. The vision happens to be to grow most qualitatively, not quantitatively, progressive, acceptable, to open to all the associations of education agencies recruiting students for Australian education provider, ensuring ethical practices. This is a very high words that we really follow. As of now, for last 3 years, none of the 80 member has been found in a way avoiding or maybe violating any sort of Air Nepal standards and rules. So this is what we ensure that most of the AD members, they have been taken very cautiously. They have been taken high. They have been taken with a lot of ethical standards, and they have been taken with all due diligence. I'm going to show you what are the major criteria to become the AD Nepal members. Our mission is to accommodate all ethical Nepalese education consultants working in Australian space, whether they represent 2 or 3 institutions who has a working life maybe more than 2 years, and then they found a good model serving the student community well. And also we work very closely with Australian Embassy from the day one. Our former ambassador Peter Bird has been a great inspiration for the growth of AD Nepal. We started with mere 18 members, but as of now we got a 30 good member portfolio. Work very closely with Department of Education, with Australian High Commission New Delhi on the updates, visa updates and other relevant information to the member community. We have, the journey, as I mentioned, is not very long, but then we have done quite a few significant work over the years. So I'm just going to run through some of the photos and the activities that we have done. So maybe for some of the new gentlemen, new members, this is going to be a pretty, attractive for you to just have a look. We keep attending different meetings, either it's organized by Austrade or it's organized by certain state departments or the Australian High Commissions. So it was in April 24, 2018. So I had the opportunity to travel all the way to Chennai and attended the Austrade conference among other colleagues from Delhi and India. So there was a small office we opened in New Baneswar. So His Excellency at the time, Peter Bird, was, he was the one to attend and open and inaugurate the office. Then again, we had the opportunity from colleagues from India and from Nepal, 2 of us, 3 of us had opportunity to visit some of the great universities in Sydney and Melbourne. So it was about 3 days trip hosted by the local universities and the mayors of Melbourne and Sydney. So it was an amazing experience for us to go and visit, the stakeholders, the ministries, also the university vice chancellors, and so on and so forth. Just to continue again, the visits continues. Then I had the opportunity to attend one of the events, get together with AICA. AICA is an onshore-based, Australia-based association for Nepalese agencies. So we had the opportunity to work together and collaboratively and discuss different issues of our interest. Then again, we attended another executive meeting in New Delhi. So too many meetings. 2019, we had the opportunity to do first AGM, to be honest, at the Embassy Hotel again. Excellencies, huge participation from the member community, participation from Australian High Commissions, from New Delhi, from AD colleagues from New Delhi. And then we had the opportunity to sign an MOU with ANA, so Australian Alumni Association, the president is right here. In the meantime, can I request Honorable MP to take a chair on the stage, please? And give him a big round of applause, please. And then we had an opportunity to felicitate newly appointed ambassador to Australia, Honorable Moish Saha. So we did that little event and bidding farewell, letting him go to Australia and do great work to coordinate between the relationship between Nepal and Australia. And then we had some induction sessions for members joining, new members joining. So it was last year, so we welcome them and then continue. I also had opportunity. We had a little and honorable ministers of education from Northern Territory, Selena, participated, and I also had the opportunity to visit Darwin and had a chance to take a photo with that. So Peter Bird, addressing the crowds during the NT event. And then again, more meetings in New Delhi. So it was a frequent affairs for us to travel to Delhi and get updates, talk to the colleagues, and discuss further how we can promote well the Australian sector. Again, meeting with our other colleagues from the AD Nepal executives and members community. And then again, another meetings. And this was a Perth event during the AIC conference. we had opportunity to travel to visit the ECU, the Edith Coin University. And I had even my little boy also joining me, so you can see a small boy also traveling around. So. And then I had the opportunity to represent Nepal at the conference, and I spoke about Nepal and how Nepal can work together, send more high-quality students to Australia, and build the relationship between both the countries. So I had the opportunity to listen from Bertie Nagels, who's chaired the Australian University International Graduates Forum. I had a great opportunity, spoke well, and we had the opportunity to learn more. Phil O'Neill, from CEO from IEA, he spoke as well and inspired all the members. Also, John Dukan, we talked about the South Asian education strategies, and we had the opportunity, to have his research done and share with all the colleagues there. 2020, not looking that great, so we had suddenly from physical to virtual, we converted ourselves to virtual, and then I had an opportunity to attend, Delhi conference, India conference, virtually, had an opportunity, and still waiting the borders to open. At Nepal side, we did quite a few things. There was, the consulting sector had suffered very badly. Almost 1 year, no business at all. So it was difficult for the companies to sustain and keep its employees up and running. So we we worked pretty closely with the finance ministry. Had the opportunity to list our industry in the most affected area of business. So those companies who had taken loans, maybe the government has given some subsidies, which is a big relief for us. Had also worked closely with the Ministry of Education to reopen NOC. NOC was, for the timing, it was suspended, so we really worked hard to get these things up and going. So it was our initiation to, keep it open, and then, a lot of students who wanted to do an online course or sort of thing, so we managed to do this. Also, the test centers and test preparatory centers almost, it was suspended for quite a few months, and then we also, worked on this and finally made it open to the members, so at least some business was there. And then in the meantime, we had a sad but a great moment with Peter Bird here, and then we had a chance to bid him farewell to Canberra, back to Canberra. So that was more or less the activities that we could manage in 2019. It was quite difficult. There's no chance to go out from home. So, but then still we try and manage a few things that was quite significant for some of the members here. And then, with Felicity, we'd like to welcome to Nepal for your next terms, and it was a great moment for us to, go to the embassy and meet her. So 2021, looking great. There was quite a few distorted news here and there. Darwin was first to host some of the students from Singapore and I think Singapore and Malaysia. So we're still waiting the flight to come to Kathmandu and then take some of our students. Our plan is to have another 10 members inducted in the community, so making 40 altogether. Develop and then regularly undertake exhaustive audits of Nepal's Code of Ethics, followed by all members, and keep improving entry norms for new members. Work closely with Ministry of Education for making business-friendly law. We have laws that sometimes quite confusing. Issuing no objection has been always a big chaos, and the students and the consultants always face a lot of issues while going to the no objection letters. So we have to make sure that the Ministry of Education is up to that and they know what's going around the world, so that they keep changing their policies, so that for businesses become easier for us to conduct our businesses. Organize HEM tours during the AIC conference happening in October in Gold Coast. So unlike previous years, we also like to attend the conference. Also, GTE workshop for employees of AID Nepals. That will be a common process for most of the members, so that all the members, they understand, all the employees, they understand how and why the good students we should recruit. Conduct live pre-departure sessions through Facebook or similar platforms. The roadmap continues. Work closely, bridge between the government and help change Nepalese education system. This is something that we are looking at, bringing and encouraging Australian University to some extent come to Nepal and help modernizing our education to some extent. As we know, education is the key to the development of this country. So as the relationships growing, especially on the educational side, so with the ambassadors, I personally request during her terms to have at least 1 or 2 universities coming to Nepal and doing some campus. We have TAFE, NSW already doing some work with GATE, so he'll be speaking in a while. So we want more institutions, more high quality institutions to come to Nepal, and Nepal government should also through the MPs, I would like to also put this forward that Nepal government should be open and they should invite the top university to come and set up a campus here, do a lot of collaborative exchanges and sort of things, not only in the papers, but then we want to see them happening really. Working closely with the Nepali Committee and Association of Nepali Alumni Association, we have been doing it with the president of ANA and other stakeholders. We keep meeting and talking how we can, and also increasing the Nepalese returning to Nepal, and then also joining the ANA for a bigger sort of objectives and to help Nepalese businesses grow and as a whole the country to grow. So this is all for now. Thank you all for joining. So I'll be also maybe after I hear back from all of you, then probably towards the end of the session, I'll be also have my closing remarks. Thank you all. Thank you again for joining. Thank you very much.